inflation rate is 3. So our inflation is
Overall, 79,000 more Filipinos went jobs, but the next number
Unemployment is a problem the Philippines is facing due to the COVID-19 fallout and the island of Mindanao situated in the Philippines. Most notably, the city of Davao, where many Davaoenos are seeking jobs to feed their families and have a stable income.
The Davao economy over its two-decade lifespan, since the start of the 21st century, has been nothing but strong. It has successfully reduced the poverty incidence rate of the city from 15.7% in 2005 to less than 8.9% in 2021.
In this documentary, we will find out what factors led to the rise of unemployment in Davao City and how the government can come up with a solution. As the threat of COVID-19 rises in Davao, the restrictions of quarantine increased, which in turn hindered companies and employees alike. Mr. Glenn Bedaño, whose business was impacted by the pandemic, shared with us how his business was able to cope and sustain in the middle of the stringent pandemic restrictions.
Well, it's tough. The restaurant business during pandemic is a lot of challenge, especially of the restriction. So there's a lot of bawal, especially for groups, not allowed. The big, especially the elders like senior citizen, kids are not allowed to dine, so it's very tough. It's mainly our business main core, dining. So during pandemic, of course, we right away shift into online and deliveries. So the original design is, dining. You should prepare the food and serve to the table, but deliveries is a totally different, so we come up with a new packaging, a new menu, because there's some menu that not really applicable for deliveries, especially yung mga there's a lot like veggies that you need to be at least fresh, hotly served. And if you're going to deliver it with the packaging, pagdating sa customer is totally different, the quality is different. So there's a lot of challenge. Yeah. So those are the first step. We opted to go to delivery. We adopt the online. Of course, we also tap the deliveries like online deliveries like Food Panda, Grab during that time, just to cater customers' orders. Yeah.
Then he expounds how he managed to keep his restaurant afloat with the pandemic going on.
The flow during pandemic. Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of preparations. Mainly, of course, the safety and health of our staff. Number one, because during that time, there's a lot of anxiety. Of course, the government Department of Health did not know yet how to handle, the kind of virus that we have. So, of course, we follow the protocol like social distancing. Then we provide our staff with a staff house. We don't allow them to go to commute or for the what they call this transportations. Yeah. So basically, we follow protocols, social distancing. Since we do deliveries, of course, the direct contact from customers is very limited. Luckily, after the pandemic, we never experienced we had a problem with the virus.
However, in contrast to Mr. Bedaño, Another businessman, Mr. Juanito Tumanday Jr., who operates an IT computer company, was affected differently by the pandemic, stating that this is a year of IT business during the pandemic.
Well, we can say that one of the business that really prospered during this pandemic is the IT business. We all know that we have work from home scheme and others like we do not have face-to-face, right? So we really have that, what do you call this? Work from home and schooling from home as well. So we have online, so all the people there are really need computers or any gadgets that will make them work. So that's actually a very good business for us. The pandemic was actually a blessing in disguise in this kind of business, because this is the year of IT business during the pandemic. I think that's it. So we really didn't have the hard time promoting our products because that is really the things needed during the pandemic.
A local barangay chairman agreed to answer our questions about the factors that led the unemployment rate in Davao to rise.
So, during pandemic, nakita natin na maraming mga kumpanya nag-shutdown o limitado ang trabaho nila. Hindi makalabas ang mga tao because of pandemic. So, isa na factor yun na mawala yung mga trabaho, na mga opportunity sa mga tao na makatrabaho sana. Pero because of pandemic, nabaliwala lahat dahil bawal lumabas. Tapos after pandemic naman, hindi kaagad naka-recover ang ating bansa o lalo sa ating barangay. Hindi kaagad maka-recruit ang mga kumpanya kasi yung sabi ko nila, maraming mga nag-shutdown, bankrupt.
During the pandemic and before pandemic, the increasing number of unemployment rate are experienced. As for Honorary Pasito D. Cañete Jr., the government should be the one who is giving job opportunities to those who are jobless. The unemployment rate that was in the employment statistics that NADA came up with is that from second quarter 2019 to 2020 in the Davao region, employment rate is going down during 2020 due to COVID-19. With second quarter of 2019 having 96.9% of employment rate to 82.1% in the second quarter of 2020.
In a statement, the National Economic Development Authority maintains that the country is on the right track to economic recovery and job creation remains a priority. NEDA Chief Carl Chua believes that accelerating the vaccination program will
Base sa datos gikan sa Department of Labor and Employment Condole Region 11 as of July 2022, ana na lang sa 2.9% o kapin 68,000 ka-residente dinhi sa Davao Region ang walay trabaho. Mas ubos kini kun itandi sa 4.9% unemployment rate o 103,000 ka-residente sa Region 11 ang walay trabaho niadtong tuig 2021.
Even better figure even before the pandemic. Now our unemployment rate has actually gone down to 2.9%. No? So estimated based on our labor force participation rate, mga naana lang sa 60,000 region-wide actually ang padayon nga nangita pagtrabaho.
Davaoenos facing challenges with the rising unemployment and the pandemic, they still find ways to be happy alongside their families and loved ones. We Filipinos make this country great, and with that, we should help each other in times like these when the world is in a pandemic, and we should not forget who we are as Filipinos.